It looks like we are live, and thank you all for joining. Please drop where you're tuning in from in the chat. I want to know who's on the line. Happy New Year, and welcome to the conversation. We're just going to sit here and do a little small talk. So, who's in the chat? Let me know. Happy Sunday, Amy. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Good morning, Latoya from Louisiana. She's tuning in from Monroe, Louisiana. If you're just tuning in, go ahead and take your virtual seat. Welcome. This is our first conversation of the year. Definitely make sure you drop your city. Hello, Cheryl Lynn from Texas. Even though you post your name, I still want to say Danny. I want to say, hey, Danny. But thank you all for tuning in. Welcome to the conversation. Make sure you go ahead and share this, invite your friends and family. Oh, we have someone from Afghanistan by way of Houston. Thank you for joining. I love it. We have people from everywhere. If you haven't shared already, go ahead and share this with your community. Share them with your friends, share it with your family. We're getting ready to chat. Again, this is our first conversation of the year, and we're going to get into the power in being. I didn't even say the power of being, power in being, because as we walk into 2022, we want to make sure that we are resting in and standing in who we are. That is the key, but I won't get ahead of myself. I'm just going to give you a chance to get in, get settled, invite your friends and family, share the link. If you're in a community, if you're in a family group chat, go ahead and share it. We want to get as many people in on this conversation. If you know anything about me, I love a good conversation. I'll talk to someone in the grocery store. It doesn't matter if I feel like the person is interesting. I just like to know about people. I like to know how they're living. I like to know what their visions and their dreams are, what their purpose is for their life, or for their life, I should say. So I thank you all for tuning in. Okay, we have some people joining. We're almost ready to start in about a minute. And when you join in, make sure you let us know, where are you from? Where are you tuning in from? And then once you've let us know where you're tuning in from, go ahead and let us know what your vision or your intention is for 2022. And then we all have Amy who's helping us with the comments in the audience. Okay, great. So we have more people tuning in. And we're getting ready to rock and roll because we are already 4 minutes in. And what I'm learning too, timing is important. That's one of my things, is to have a better relationship with time in this new year. It is very, very important. No analysis by, what is it? No paralysis from analysis. We're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to move. We're getting ready to trust our instincts in this new year. We have things that have just been placed inside of us at birth. We were born with the blueprint, and that's it. And our blueprint is extraordinary. And life teaches us sometimes to be counterintuitive to the things that are very natural for us. It's very natural. There's a knowing within us. We know it. We have instincts that were just a part of us. It's a part of our DNA. And because we watch TV, we listen to what's told to us to do from the social scape, and we get out of our natural being, which is why we're here today. All right. So Keisha Williamson, she said, "Thanks, Chelsea, for the invitation." So thank you all who participated in inviting your friends to this conversation, your family, those people you work with, and invite somebody who you feel like they have a vision for their lives. They need some support in this. Yes. Chelsea McGinnis, good morning from Rosenberg, Texas. Hers is better time management. Yes. We have to have a good relationship with time. So we're jumping in. Speaking of time, we're 5 minutes in and we have people here that are ready. And so let's join. So my conversations are immersive and interactive. So that means you participate. So I'm not on here just chatting and talking to you. I'm having a conversation with you, so definitely feel free to give me feedback, talk to me, and we'll just go from there. I'll I like to define things. So the power in being. First of all, I wrote down my little definition, but I have a hard time sticking with what's on the paper because it's important to me to share with you a message from the heart. And this is the message that was brewing as I set this up last night, and I wanted to share with you. So, my birthday, my new year starts in October. My birthday is October 13th. I am the Libra, okay? I am about the balance, the scales, and all of that. And I was on a beach in Mexico, and it was my first actual trip out of the country during the whole pandemic. And on my birthday, I sit with myself, I have a meditation, and I tap in and I really listen to see what my word is for the year. And that word is my guiding principle, it is my compass for the year. And I learned this probably back in 2014, which is when I started my Fear to Freedom group. My word was freedom. So when I tapped into that, that word freedom took me on a trip around the world. Literally, it took me on a trip around the world. And my life has never been the same, just to be honest. And my inner voice started guiding me to use a hand to heart. And I close my eyes and I'll just sit and I listen. And I don't write what I think I want to have for the year. I write what I know I'm supposed to have for the year. And that comes from me just tapping in and listening to my inner voice. And that's one of the things that we're going to do this morning. And so my word for this year was B, and my new year started in October. And that preparation period from October to December really gets me ready to go into the new year in January. And that B, it's so funny. I start to define the word and really figure out how I can embody it. And it's just such an amazing experience for me. And I feel like I have more success. Not even I feel, I know that I have more success with my new year because you can raise your virtual hands if you've set your New Year's resolutions back in the day. And then already by January 5th, you've already eaten something you shouldn't have eaten. You didn't exercise. You didn't get up on time. Just all the things that you wrote down, all the doing things that you wrote down that you just didn't accomplish. So when you're in the mindset of following your intentions, and actually, if you believe in the creator, if you believe in God, if you call supreme being, if you say universe, anyway, thinking back to that blueprint extraordinary, then we already have a plan for our lives. So we just tap into it. And again, my word is being. And so that being led me to some leadership development courses, which actually aligned with my word of just really being. And this is what I heard when I sought to define what being even meant. It means living in the highest vision and purpose for my life. That's simply that. That's your blueprint extraordinary. It's your living and you when you're living in the highest vision and purpose for your life. It's your I amness. It's all about your existence. Being is existence. It's it. It's how I exist. It's how I live my life. It's everything that was already placed inside of me from the very beginning. But we lose sight of that. And so first things first, I want you to tap into your being, your existence, what you were created to be. And then, so you have your time management goal, Chelsea. Those who have their other goals, whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to run a marathon, whether it's to get a six pack, have a year round beach body, whether it's to save a $100,000, whether it's to invest in the stock market, whether it's to get married, to have love, like you name it. I want you to tap in and we're going to get really involved in how we be. And so, first things first, I want you to stop what you're doing, unless you're driving, don't stop on the freeway. And put your hand on your heart and breathe. I just want you to breathe in and out. And I just want you to ask this simple question now that you're settled, now that you're grounded, you're listening. Who am I being this year? Because when you tap into who you are being in this new year, it'll guide you, it'll lead you, keep you on course. Who am I being? And then just sit with it. And with that, my confirmation, me and I'm being me, I'm being I, and that's it. And so I want you to drop in the chat, what was your word? What came up for you? Who are you being in this new year? Giving you a moment, who are you being in this new year? And if you're just tuning in, we're getting focused. Ooh, okay. Asun Taylor, her word is activate. And so once you get your word, drop it in the chat. Thank you all for if you're just tuning in. Ooh, okay. Latoya, myself, free. See, this is beautiful. So we hear activate, we hear being myself, we're free. And I hope you have your journals out. I forgot to tell you that. Make sure you have your journal or something to write with, something to take notes. Again, interactive and immersive. So we're being, and I'm just waiting, giving you an opportunity. Some people might be shy to chat, and that's okay. So once you tap into your being, it's easier to choose your goals, right? In terms of resolutions, I resolve to do this thing. I have a goal to do this thing. So, Latoya, we're going to use you as an example. So, if your goal or your word actually is free, it's actually like a building block. So, this is not I'm myself and I'm free only in 2022 or the first 6 months of 2022. That's your guiding principle. So from 2022 on out, that is a part of your life. That is a way of being. Some of my past words were bold. Last year was bold. I've had words such as abundance. So whatever, I've had freedom, and I'm telling you, freedom turned my life upside down, but in the best way possible. So that's how you add on and you continue to build, and it shapes you into who you were originally created to be. So free, and we're activated. And the next thing you do is you go on to define that. So what does free mean to you? What does it mean to you to be activated? And then once you define that, you look at that. So then what if my life were free and my life is activated, then I will do ABCXYZ. So if I'm being me, then I am being a powerful, loving, and healing leader, woman, lover. Like it shows up, my essence. I'm choosing to walk in my truth. I'm choosing to live at the highest level of living. So any area of my life where I have been settling, where I have been playing small, where I have been counting myself out. In this year, I get to flip that around. And I won't even say in this year, every day we get up, we have the opportunity to choose a different path. And I love it. And we get to learn from the mistakes of yesterday, the challenges of yesterday, and it's like turning a clean slate. That's why everybody loves a new year. It's a new page, it's a new chapter, and you get to do a do-over, but you don't have to wait. And so that's the difference between being, walking in your essence, tapping into who you were created to be, finding your word, living in your truth that guides you. And so, just like everything else, the ebb and flow. Some days you have high days, you have very, very high moments, and then maybe you'll go through a low period, but it doesn't change who you are and it doesn't change your purpose. And so that's what this conversation is really about. It's not about this new year. It's cute, it's fun, it's something for me to post on social media. This is about your purpose. So you're tapping into the power of your being. So you put your hand on your heart, you've declared your word. So in your being, then you tap into what your goals are. So what does that look like for me? So then I want you to write down three things. So three things that you can now do better because you are being your word. So, Chelsea, if your word is better time management, go back to your word that you put on your heart. So, better time management, what does that look like for me? So, you begin to write out your plan from that point on. And it doesn't have to be 50 things, it can be three things that by the end of this year, I want to accomplish these things. And in me being who I am and who I'm created to be, I'm accomplishing. So I've said this before. My book, Fear to Freedom, the book that talks about my journey, it's in progress right now. It's in process, and I've been talking about it, and I'll start it and stop, start and stop, start and stop. But the beauty of it is, every time I try to feel guilty about, oh my gosh, I had this for myself that it would have been done by this time, by my birthday of last year. Then I look up and I was like, oh, I have more life to live. I was living in my freedom still. So the book is out there. The book remains on the list. And honestly, every time I've even tried to get away from it, my purpose calls me back. So when you set who you are, you walk in your intention, it always calls you back home. Purpose calls you back home. So with that said, your being. So we just got on here today to get you to tap in. What is your word? How are you being? And how do you tap into that? So if we think about the shows we watch, and there's a reason they call them programs, because they program us. It's programming. It's telling us how to walk, it's telling us how to dress. These are the colors for this season. This is how I should wear my hair. This is who I should marry. This is what I should drive. We have so many things telling us how we should be and how we should show up in this world. So when you tap into your word, you know that you're tapping into who you were created to be, who you were designed to be, has nothing to do with the culture scape, has nothing to do with your current circumstances. It has everything to do with who you were purposed to be. And another time when I was just really in meditation seeking purpose, seeking what do I do? How do I move in this situation? And I heard that I'm an answer. So when you answer somebody, that means somebody has a question, somebody has a problem, somebody is waiting for you to show up. They're waiting for you to get out of your rut. They're waiting for you to get out of your head. They're waiting for you to stand up in who you are. And that's it. So because I answer, you can answer. Because you answer, other people answer. Because you answer, I answer. And when we realize that we are interconnected and our purpose is tied to other people doing what they're supposed to do, and as humans, we can all be better just from being who we're created to be, it's really an amazing and it's a beautiful thing. So, all right, with that said, I want to hear from a couple people. So just from you sitting here on this in this conversation, in this chat, we've talked about being, you've tapped into what your word is. Tell me, how do you begin to move forward? Latoya Walker says, yes, ma'am. How do you begin to move forward? What is one thing? This is the next question. First thing was, what was your word? Then you write, second thing was writing out at least three things that you can do in staying in that state of being, whatever your word is, and then your existence, how you live, how you be, how you show up in the world. It's your breathing. When you get up in the morning, you're born with this. It's in you. When you get up in the morning, it's in you. When you cry at night, it's in you. When you're happy, it's in you. When you go through a divorce, it's in you. When you go through challenges, it's in you. When your child upsets you, it's still in you. When you lose a job, it's in you. So whatever your hurts, your trials, your tribulations, your joys, your extraordinary blueprint is in you. Yes. Yes. Someone is waiting on you so they can be their purpose. And that is exactly it. Not just do their purpose, right? But they can be their purpose. And that's exactly it. That's the whole point of this conversation. So that we can answer, so that we can be in purpose, so that we can just do what we're created to do. So you have your word, you have your three things that you can do. So now I want you to drop in the chat one thing before we close, and we're getting ready to get out of here soon. One thing that you can do right now. That's a hand to heart. One thing that you can do right now that will move you one step closer to your purpose or move you deeper in your purpose. One thing. That's a hand to heart. One thing. Chelsea said, for me and my time management, make a schedule, set alarms, and stick to it. And most importantly, say no. Look, let me tell you something. Yes, to the say no. And we've heard this, your no's can make room for your yeses. And it's so easy to get caught up in helping and supporting other people. And especially as women, we're just naturally supporters. My example of the women in my life, from my grandmother to my mother, aunts, it's women who show up strong for other people and they sacrifice for other people, but not enough for ourselves. And when we understand that, when we take care of ourselves, we're able to be better mothers, better wives, partners, better women in our careers, whatever you want to say, just but taking care of yourself, tapping into that, making sure you create the space that you need to be your best you, to do the things for you. So I don't exercise just so that I can wear a bikini or a crop top or whatever, but it's about my health. It's about, I need the energy to do what I need to do. I have a purpose and I have a calling, and I need to be prepared for that. Oh my gosh. Yes. So stop downplaying myself. That is one thing that you can start doing right now. Exactly. Chelsea, one thing that you can start doing right now is saying no. Latoya, one thing that you can start doing right now is stop downplaying yourself. And what does that look like? Maybe you journal. When I stop downplaying myself, my life will what? Look like what? Chelsea, when I start saying no, my life will look like what? Right? Sherilyn Strong, when I start being my purpose, my life will look like what? Ah, do it anyway without knowing if I will be successful or yes, or fail, and be okay with the outcome. So, Sherilyn Strong is releasing the outcome. Exactly. My life will look like what when I release the outcome? When I release the outcome. Mine is one thing I can stop doing right now or start, well, one thing I can do right now is stop overanalyzing. When I stop overanalyzing, my life will look like the full life that I know I was created to live. My life will look like more completed projects. My life will look like me taking risk that will lead me to greater purpose, that will connect me to the people that I'm called to connect to. When I stop over analyzing, I stand in openness to love. When I stop over analyzing, I make the best decisions for my health, for my future, for my purpose. Be confident in my skills. Sherilyn Strong said, be confident in my skills and talents and know the right people will notice all day long. And we have a scripture for that, right? My gifts will make room for me and bring me before great men. And with that said, so we've done those things, we've set our goals. Asan Taylor says, not explaining my moves to anyone. You can stop doing that right now. They don't need to know your plans. What is that expression? Make moves, not announcements. We can just be, and that's all a part of being. These are the things that will take you higher. And so, with that, the other part of it is we're activating, we're affirming that we know that our words matter. So, if we're talking about being, we've listed our goals. I've given you a journal prompt, and the last thing I'm going to give you is affirmations. We know and we've heard what follows I am is what shows up. It's what we shall have. What you speak is what you shall have. What you believe is what you shall have. Latoya Walker says, I can relate to everything that is being said. I'm so glad. Ashe. Because 2022 in any year can be your year if you decide, right? If and when you decide that it's your year, then it's your year. So we can relate because we are all interconnected and we've gone through similar things. It might not have been the same exact thing, but we've all gone through similar things. Our human experience here is just, it connects us. We're more alike than we are different. And once we get that, we'll be in a much better place. Okay, good. We have some people checking in. Thank you for the people who are just now tuning in. You can go back and catch the replay. And also make sure you share this if this has helped you and benefited you in any way for those who are on. So once we do that, we start to affirm that I am. We hear affirmations all the time. And so we're going to start speaking those things into existence. You now have your plan. It's not just all about all the things that you want to accomplish, but it's who you're being in this new year. It's the power in being. There is absolute power in being. And when you tap into that, what your word is, and you allow that to show up fully in your life, then you're activated. You're in purpose. You're powerful. You are being an extraordinary person. Like you're in your blueprint. You're living your blueprint for your life that was already placed inside of you. So being blueprint extraordinary. Okay, so the last thing. So three affirmations, and you can continue to build on this. So not affirmations that sounded cute that you saw on YouTube or heard in a video or you saw in an Instagram post. What are three affirmations that will support you, build you up? Just think about it like a platform that's lifting you up higher because we're going higher in 2022. We just we are. We are designed for more. We are created for more and we are going to live according to our highest purpose, our highest calling in this new year. So you have your word, you have your goals, you have your prompt, correct? That you have what you're going to start doing right now that will move you closer to your purpose or deeper in your purpose. And then lastly, you're going to affirm it. I want you to hand on your heart, three things. And if more come up, that's fine. Three things that support you. I am not what the world has told you, but what your inner voice is telling you, what the creator, the supreme being is telling you. I am. I am love. And you write that down. and you tap into that. So that way, when somebody tries to tell you any different, you can go back to, I know who I am because I've connected with this. This is inside of me. I am love. I am powerful. I am healing. I am a healer. So these are my three things. This is my platform. This is what holds me up. These are my, you could say, my guiding principles. This is what helps to carry me forward. Your vision is it lights the way. And your affirmations and the things that you believe about yourself, even if you don't believe it right now, what you're tapping into by putting your hands on your heart is the truth about yourself that comes from within, that not coming from the world, but it comes from within. So I want you to tap into that. And before we get out, I need the three things, or at least one of those things. Your I ams. And again, for me, I'm hearing I am love, I am powerful, I am healing, and I am fire. That's the other thing that I heard. I am fire. I will keep my light on this year. I've definitely done more sessions last year. I started my podcast, we know, in 2020. It carried on into 2021. And I did some interviews and had conversations with some really wonderful people. But I will confess this thing as you think of your I ams. When I started my leadership program that I said that aligned me with my being, one of the things that came up for me was that I was hiding in plain sight. I was playing small. I knew that there was more for me, and it was really bothering me because even though I might show up one way, I knew that there was so much more that I could be doing, giving in support of people in their purpose. And because I didn't want to overdo it, I didn't want to, like, I had all of these negative messages playing in my head, and even too not wanting to fully take ownership of my gift and my purpose, it caused me to play small. And I will this year keep my light on, not even hide behind conversations, because some conversations, yes, I needed to have with other people, but there were also conversations that I just needed to have to let my voice be heard, to share and to connect with people. And so I confess that to you, that I've been hiding in plain sight, that even though you've seen me, I haven't shown up fully. 2022, I am fire. I am keeping my light on because I know where we are in this world right now. We need each other. We need to be in support of each other. And it's not always about giving to somebody's, GoFundMe campaign or supporting their store or that kind of way, that we can be in support just by being us. In me being me, I might share a word, I might have some type of solution, or it could just be my presence that gives somebody comfort somehow, or the fact that we know that somebody is speaking truth and deciding to live truth in a world where of, what would you call it, filters, in a world of creating platforms just because it's a way to make money. You just need to, maybe somebody needs to know that there's somebody that will speak the truth and that will care about you living in your purpose. So no more hiding in plain sight for me. This is my confession, and I pull you along with me, that you will not hide in plain sight, that all of your gifts will shine, all of your gifts will touch and reach other people, that this is the year that you tap into the power of being you, and that you live according to your highest calling and your highest purpose, and that you're supported and guided by who you tap into today, this person that you tapped into, that you placed your hand on your heart and you really took the time to see who you are, that this person is the person who leads you and guides you throughout the year. And that whatever your goals are and your list of things, even if you don't get everything accomplished by 12/31, but you know that you can say that you stood in what your word was and what your declaration was for your life and your intention for your life, you win. You win if you allow that to guide who you are and how you show up and how you live in this 2022. You win. You win. Understand that. Know that I love you. Know that I'm here and I'm standing with you. This is my extension to you. Sherilyn Strong says, yes, this is good. This is truly good. And I'm glad to be of service. This word was brewing instantly. I wanted to share this with you. I knew that it was important. And again, make a decision to win 2022, no matter what. I don't care if they say that the pandemic is lasting until 2024. Make a decision to win 2022. Make a decision to win the day. Make a decision to win. I will continue to build in purpose and support others in their purpose. See, that's it. That's what it's all about. So if this was helpful and beneficial to you, drop fire in the chat and make sure you share it. Share this conversation. Keep the conversation going. The way you keep these conversations going and make sure that everybody is on the same page all around you is to share what you learn and to share what you know. We share things all the time when food is good and all of that kind of stuff. So to bring others along with where we are, you can share their information and it's theirs to receive, yours to give. But again, I wish nothing but the absolute best, your highest, just all love, all joy, all peace, all health. May you be blessed and overtaken with nothing but the supreme, the grand, the most awesome blessings and opportunities in this new year. And make sure you check in with me and let me know how you're doing. And as I get ready to close out, as I end my podcast, we know that Ashe is we have the power to create or to speak a thing into existence with our words. And as we move forth with this, with our plan, with our word, with our affirmations that are designed for you, not what someone has told you, but your being, blueprint extraordinary. It's already in you. So, with that said, Ashe and Happy New Year.